70 WOCA.
Ocala.
Not only knows the plan, Stanley Spencer, she has the plan. She has the plan. She came in here with the plan. Caroline Baldwin is here to answer your questions about your lawns and your gardens, and she's jump-starting Robin and I into trying to have a little garden.
Trying to do it.
Just a little garden. So if you have a question, this is a full-hour show. We would love to hear from you. Please don't wait till the end of the show.
No.
Call anytime.
Yeah, it's springtime. Let's get going with this. And Larry, you and I were talking when I first got here, and it's... Yeah, back in January, when I went down to Fort Lauderdale, down to TPIE, the Tropical Plant Industry Expo, I spoke with a company down there that manufactures the Smart Pot. And here, I'll put it on the camera.
And that's the Smart Pot.
This is a Smart Pot. It's a fabric pot made in the USA. Locally, they're available at the Extension office. And talking with them, we tried to get them as a paid advertiser for the show here. And they say they're too little. They don't have a big enough presence. But they said, well, hey, what can we do for you? And I said, well, some samples would be great. So they sent me some samples. So I said, you know what? Let's have a little bit of a contest, not a contest, giveaway. This Tuesday, today, next Tuesday, and then come and see me at the Master Gardener event. I'll be there both days, but on the breaks here at the hour, the one caller on each of those, the first caller, maybe we could get when we go to break.
Okay.
I'll get their name.
Okay.
And it'll just be during my show
and
this week and that way. I'll just get a name and a phone number off the air.
Okay.
Yeah, when we go to the break, and then if anybody else wants to enter, come see me at the Ag Center because we figure we're only going to get 3 in here during each show.
And the Smart Pot, I just looked them up because we didn't know how much they cost.
Right.
So is that a 5-gallon size?
This is, what do they call it? Actually, 7. Number 7.
That's a 7-gallon size. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the 5-gallon size, according to this, is $5.19.
Right.
And let's see, the 20-gallon size is only $8.75.
They're not real expensive.
And the 30-gallon size is $9.55. So you can buy these pretty cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not, and I don't know if that's a quantity price or if that's an individual, but yeah, they're pretty neat. Extension Service does sell them, and I will have them also in working display. In previous years, we've had them on display there, but just with potted plants tucked in them.
Okay.
To show you how much will actually fit in one of these, but. In the Master Gardener vegetable garden area, I have several of them planted, or they will be finished being planted.
Okay.
So it'll be something you can actually see. And I'm not sure if it'll be the week after. I don't know if I'll do it on the 15th or the 22nd, because the 15th I have a dental appointment. We'll draw the names. It looks like I might be able to do 2, maybe 3 sets of giveaway items on those. So we will, you have to, this way you come, those who are listeners who can't maybe get to the Master Gardener show, or come meet me out there and we'll get names and phone numbers on that.
March 1st.
It is March 1st. And it's
winter's
a
done.
Day.
Winter's done.
I think so. I'm done. I'm done with winter. I know that. I've had enough of it. So,
Winter's done
with
for
weather.
us. The rest of the country still has some issues.
They
but
still have some issues, but I think, looking at the extended forecast, we look pretty good. It's still chilly in the morning, but that's okay.
By the way, Black Cow back on the show with you.
That's right. The mature manure is back on with us. So
So we got some
great
commercials
thing.
from Black Cow. Made
Love
where?
to
Down
have
in
that.
Wildwood? Is that
They're at Oxford.
Oxford?
Oxford. They're local. If you go out our County Road 475 and you continue south, as you come into Oxford, eventually 475 ends because you change counties, and that road becomes 466 in, is that Sumter County? And as you go down around there, before you get to 301, there's a that says Black Gold. A yellow sign with the black cow on it because it's black cow is black gold, and you make a right, and they're down there, so it's kind of neat. They're a local company. Glad to have them as an advertiser.
Yeah, and they love having
Yeah.
your show to talk about it, so about what they sell.
Yep.
I bought some of that from my son and daughter-in-law.
And I have a bag of black velvet sitting in the back of my car right now.
What is Black Velvet?
Black velvet is mushroom compost. It's another one of their products.
Made by them. Okay.
Made by them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do with mushroom compost?
The same thing you would do with black cow. You add it to your garden.
But this is not cow manure? This is made out of mushrooms?
It's made out of what mushrooms grow in. So
Oh,
pretty much
okay.
a horse manure blend. Is usually what
Does
your
it smell
cows-
horrible?
No, none of them have any odor.
Doesn't smell like a
Like a mushroom or a horse
mushroom.
or a meadow muffin.
Today is Horse Day, by the way.
Oh, is it horse
It is.
day?
Yes, it is National Horse Protection Day.
There you go. So be nice to a
It's
horse.
also National Dadgum That's Good Day. So go eat
dadgummit,
something and
and
say,
it's-
Dadgum, that's good.
I have strawberries in my car, fresh from Florida. So I
Strawberry-
bet you that they're daggone
Strawberry Festival this Saturday,
this Saturday over at the
McPherson.
McPherson complex.
To me, that is the kickoff to spring in the same way that Light Up Ocala is the kickoff to winter.
To the holidays, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and see, to me, the kickoff to spring is the Master Gardener Spring Festival.
Yeah, well, that's been around
Because
longer.
that's almost like the festival in our local area that starts the other festivals. All the rest of them seem to follow
yeah.
hours after that. We're like
When
the
does
first
when
one.
does the city with the corn,
Zelwood?
Zelwood? When do
Zelwood
they do the
Corn
corn
Festival.
thing?
I don't know offhand.
Everybody always says you got to go to that one. Have you ever gone to that
I've
one?
not, and I love Zelwood corn. I love.
But I wonder if the festival is like a big deal. Like lots of. I'm guessing there's lots of corn.
lots of corn. I'm sure.
That
Corn
sounds good,
prepared
doesn't
different
it?
ways, yeah.
You do have a phone call.
Oh, great.
You ready for the phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Doug.
I got some different kinds of cold plants.
Say that again.
I got different colors of plants,
Okay.
seeds.
Okay.
Is this the right time to plant those?
Sure. Sure. If they're for spring and the worm season, go ahead and get those seeds started.
Okay. Is it safe for me to plant them in your front? If I could cultivate that one area?
Yeah, it should be safe to plant them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the call. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, get us started in the
Very
morning.
good. He wants to cultivate the front lawn.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it probably has more sun. Maybe there's more sun up there. I'm familiar with his house.
Could
so,
be.
yeah.
Could be. Because that's, yeah.
In fact, that was your question when we were thinking about
Right.
planting in the back here behind the station.
Right.
There's so many tall walls.
That it looks like
It
we
may
would
not get
only
much
have
sun.
in that,
For a little
when
period.
that sun's directly
Yeah,
overhead.
yeah. So that wouldn't be
So
good.
that's not going to work too well. We don't get quite enough. And I know that, we can't put it out here on the front step.
So Doug broke the ice. We look forward to your calls. It's a fun part of the show to hear your calls. We do have another call. The number, by the way, is 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carolyn.
Morning.
I have two questions for you.
Sure.
Is this a good time for me to trim back some ligustrum hedges that are quite big?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay to take
Yeah.
them down and do a major cutback on them?
Yeah, whenever you're doing a major cutback, you still only want to go about 1/3. at any given time. Just because otherwise you are apt to really put it in a shock, and you may not get the desired results. So if you can take off, a third of it, whether or not it's height or even a third of the limbs, if it's a large, where you're removing large limbs, you can take up to about a third of those, and then wait, pretty much till next year to take off another good third if you're trying to really rejuvenate them. Otherwise, just take, if they're 6 feet tall, you can take 2 feet of them off of there without hurting them.
Okay, these things are about probably 15 feet,
Okay.
and I want to get them down to about 8 feet. Can I take them down to that? I was thinking about cutting them back right above the biggest base or biggest branch.
Yeah, that's that sounds like you're taking off a lot. Eight out of 15. That's 5 feet you'd be taking off of there. I don't know if I would go that far that quickly.
Okay.
I might take off 3 feet of it and then let it grow out some, and then maybe do some more pruning later in the season. Give it a good 6 or 8 weeks to recover from that pruning, see where it's starting to grow, and then maybe selectively take out some of those larger branches if that's what you're trying, those larger limbs, if that's what you're trying to do, is reduce that size.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it back to being manageable. Can I take the top and the front off at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now I have those vines that grow in the hedges that have like a potato in the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
Yep,
about?
air potato.
Yeah, they grow in there, and the only way I've had any success with them is to try to dig the potato out.
That's
about the only way I've ever been able to kill them.
Yeah.
I think I remember you talking about putting poison in like a water bottle and sticking the big root in it, and it would go down into the ground and kill it. Is that something I do?
That's it. Yeah, if you can you cut the vine back some, if you're trying to try to make sure that you're getting the potato, the root zone dead, is taking a way of taking that vine and putting it into the container that has your herbicide in it, to where you're not necessarily spraying it on, but that you are having it absorb it. You can use a Ziploc bag, a water bottle where you've just punched a hole in the cap to where it's not going to just fall off and slosh all over, because you wouldn't want it to get on your other plants or anything, and just get that the vine itself down into the herbicide.
Will you actually see it sucking it down?
Probably not. I mean, it might take up a little bit of it, so that you don't really need to put a lot in the bottle. It would be more over if you just got to get the vine down into the bottom of the bottle and just have maybe an ounce or two in there. And you'll only need to leave that in there for a few days, and then you might even need to cut that section off and move it again, because that tip will begin to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. One other question: Do you talk about grass, St. Augustine grass?
Yes. Yeah.
I have a terrible case of brown patch.
Okay.
And I have a service that takes care of my yard. They've been taking care of it for almost 20 years.
Okay.
This has developed over the last 5 years.
Oh.
Can that be brought to my yard, or
Yeah. Yeah, on a mower. Yeah, if you have somebody who's mowing, yeah, and it can be transferred from your yard to another.
But I mow my own yard. So
Okay.
I couldn't spend it. Can the lawn people bring it?
Only if they were mowing. If it's just that they're treating, if they're just doing the fertilizations and the spray controls and things like that, probably not. I mean, I guess it could be on the wheels of the spreaders. If they're using a manual where they're putting a granulated down, or it could possibly be on their shoes, but you would almost see a tracking of that.
Yeah. I seem to have no repercussion about it. They're telling me it is what it is, and it's always going to come back. So I'm not real happy about it,
No, you may need to get some serious treatment, rake it out real good, dethatch that area, or even just cut that area out if it's not too big, and resod that space.
Oh, man, I have a beautiful yard, and it's all over the front and the side yard. Horrible.
Wow.
It looks like the Olympics insignia, you know.
Okay.
You know, and it's horrible. Now it will go away. I've had it 3 or 4 times. You know,
Right.
It'll go away. But it always seems to come back every year now.
Right. When the weather conditions get right, that it pops back up. Yeah.
So should they be able to control it or no?
Only seasonally. You would have to put down a preventative. You would have to stay on a preventative program on a monthly basis.
Like a fungicide, right?
Right, a fungicide every single month, every 30 days would be about the only.
Do you think that would be their responsibility, or?
Only if you requested it. Yeah, it would be something. I don't know how they write their contracts on how they do treatment. They may only come out and do it as a preventative if you're asking for a preventative.
Well, that seems to be the way. When I call in and complain about it, they come out and do it.
Yeah, they come out and treat. They treat the problem,
Right.
and then they need to come. And then it's when you're trying to cure a fungal disease on a lawn, in a shrub, or anything, you need to treat it almost 3 times in order to get your control back, and then you go back to a preventative, because you spray it you're treated as a curative and the surrounding areas as a preventative, and then you come back as per the instructions, and it's usually somewhere between 10 and 14 days, and you do that again as a curative, and you may not need to do the preventative on the whole lawn at that point, but then again, 14 days later, you're doing again as a preventative across the whole area, and then you put yourself on a 30-day cycle. If you've had a recurring, repeating fungal issue, in order to try to get it gone.
Can it be killed, or
You should be able to. I think you should be able to get it out of there. I don't know how long it would take, but like I said, to put the curative down as per the instructions on the product, but doing like 3 times, and then putting yourself on a 30-day, and literally on the calendar 30-day preventative. It may take a full season. For us, full growing season from spring through fall, and even into winter on the preventative, just to see if and I'm not sure if there's a guarantee that it would go away completely.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I enjoy listening to your show.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
All right. The phone lines are open, but we need to take a break.
Yeah.
And we also want to take calls during the break.
Right.
And explain again, this is for the Smart Pot.
This is the Smart Pots. I'm getting names and numbers. I'm going to give away these Smart Pots. Are an aeration container. They're a fabric pot. They are supposed to be, the Smart Pot is the best growing container available, is what their claim is. And I've got some samples from the manufacturer that I'm going to give away in a couple weeks. So we're going to do it. I'm going to collect up some names and numbers, and between today, next Tuesday, and during the Spring Festival. Come see me at the Spring Festival at the at the Vegetable Garden.
Okay, so if you get your name in there today, you're in, but you will not win at the end of the show. You will win at the garden.
After the Spring Festival, I will get the names and everything together and make the drawing.
Okay, so call right now. We'll take your calls during the break, and Carolyn will get your information. We'll take that break right now and today, and welcome back to our sponsor, Black Cow.
Black Cow Manure.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Lots of sunshine on this Tuesday with a high of 79 to 83. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, lows in the mid-50s in a few inland spots, about 61 at the coast. Times of clouds and sunshine and warm for Wednesday, the high 77 to 81. Thursday, more the same. Partly sunny, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Oh my, how did another 365 days go by? If you're looking to make a change in 2016, get involved in the health scene. Get rid of the old and try something new, like acupuncture at A Better You. Pain in your joints or knees? Throw out your back every time you sneeze? Then acupuncture is sure to please. From pain to allergies, even the flu, come get acupuncture at A Better You. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare today at 352-615-5566.
Are you still fertilizing flowers and vegetables the old-fashioned way? Then switch to Dynamite Premium Plant Food. The secret to more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables is consistent feeding. Dynamite Premium Plant Food is formulated for our Florida climate and has a unique coating that releases nutrition consistently, so there are no peaks and no valleys. Dynamite is just a terrific product. It even contains the micronutrients plants need in small quantities for maximum growth. With Dynamite, you get an explosion of color, flowers, and vegetables. Dynamite comes in a handy shake and feed plastic bottle. Just one application will last up to 6 months. For more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables, try Dynamite Premium Plant Food today. Look for Dynamite at your Home Depot or Lowe's Garden Department. Visit on the web at dynamiteplantfood.com. Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure. Black Cow.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, all loans subject to credit approval.
All right, a lot of interest in the prize, Carolyn. Wow,
Yeah.
wow, good. If you didn't get through during the break, don't worry. We're going to do it again at the next break.
Yeah.
That's your
Yep.
plan. Okay,
That's the plan.
But don't call in for a second. Carolyn's going to take your name.
Right,
Only
yeah.
one name
Just
per
one
truck.
name, yeah, one name per family. So we keep it nice and fair on
Yeah.
that. So
Plus, it's easier on you.
sure.
You'll pick a name at the end in 2 weeks or so.
I'll either do it on the 15th. Like I said, I have a dental appointment on the 15th, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it in. I got to check the time of my appointment.
Okay.
Or we may do it on the 22nd, but I'll let you know next week.
all right.
Yeah.
And these things are for sale at the Ag Center.
County Extension Office
County
has them in our Master Gardener store. You can get now. There's all kinds of stuff in there. If you've never been in there,
That's a cool
it's-
resource.
It's a neat resource. They're the only local distributor here, so it's one that's. I saw them and I've seen them before, and I thought, okay, they're kind of cool, but they weren't really offered to us, unfortunately, to try them out. I guess nobody ever asked.
Yeah,
and then
right.
when I happened to speak with the sales rep, the regional rep, I talked to him, and I talked to him for a long time, and their people are really nice on going, yeah, okay, here we go. We can set something up, and we'll, introduce the people of Marion County to some of these a little more, and.
Yeah,
See if we can,
that's a cool idea.
yeah.
We took the last break early, just so you know,
Yeah.
which means our next break is in 2 minutes, but we do have a phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Carol Ann, I was at one of the plant stores centers the other day, and I noticed a large display of it's a grape plant, a seedless grape plant, or a vine that grows into a vine.
Right.
Is that a big deal doing that down here? I got a spot in my backyard. I'm trying to think of something a little bit different.
Okay.
And I thought maybe buying I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then would you have to set up like a stand behind them that they grow up, or what's the deal on that?
Yeah, for grapes, you have to set up an area, and it's not real elaborate. It just takes space to be able to do it. Space in the full sun that you need to put posts up. You need, at least per plant, you need about 10 feet. You need either direction.
Okay.
So you need 10 feet per plant, and it's with a post that you're going to be able to put at least one heavy gauge wire or cable type. Nothing thin. It needs to be sturdier than clothesline, because clothesline will break down over a period of years. Plus it stretches, so you don't want anything that's going to stretch it.
How tall should that be about?
You need it about 4 feet or so off the ground, the top of that.
Yeah. Does
And-
one plant give you a pretty big bush, or
It'll come out and they'll go out both directions, but usually you do need more than one variety to get the fruit to produce.
Yeah.
So
how long would it take before you get fruit?
2-3 years.
A couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
Another real quick, I know you're getting short on time.
Yeah.
With oranges, the farmers, the growers like to see frost for flavor. Is that the same with strawberries?
4 seconds.
Not really. Yeah, we're getting ready. We're heading to break.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Some Super Tuesday voting is getting underway.
There are 11 Republican contests today with 595 delegates. Donald Trump is coming into it with 82 delegates, far above Ted Cruz's 18. Cruz's home state of Texas votes today, and he's hoping for a win there as he and Trump keep up the attack.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. As for Democrats,
Hillary Clinton spent the eve of Super Tuesday taking aim at Republicans who she says will
send us backwards, deprive people of rights that they have obtained.
She told supporters at a Virginia rally she looks forward to debating Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders rallied supporters in Minneapolis.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. A woman and 2 young kids are safe after being held by a man during an hours-long standoff in Southern California. Police say the suspect is still at large. And Fiat Chrysler U.S. sales jumping a healthy 12% in February. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson Scribner Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Hi, this is Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, the host of In the Garden with Carol Ann. Let me tell you what I use to get away from fertilizing the old-fashioned way. I use Dynamite Premium Plant Food for my flowers and veggies. With its easy, earth-friendly, patented coating, there's no risk of over-fertilizing. Dynamite Premium Plant Food releases food for 6 months, so there are no highs or lows during the growing season. Dynamite Premium Plant Food contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and micronutrients like copper, magnesium, iron, and zinc. This gives my plants explosions of bloom for both flowers and veggies. When I use Dynamite Premium Plant Food, I only have to use it once every 6 months and not worry about the nutrients washing out with heavy rains or irrigation. To learn more about the Dynamite family of products, go to DynamitePlantFood.com. Dynamite Premium Plant Food is so easy to use that you'll spend less time working in your garden and more time enjoying it.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, and Carolyn Baldwin was here. Joe Martone joining us. No, you're not joining us?
No. I just stopped in to ask her a question off the air. If she wants to, I'm on now, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Mic is never off, I know.
No, not when Josephine.
Well, I got switches over here.
You got switches. My job. That's the thing. You have the power.
My job.
But I was asking Caroline about either a mole or a gopher in my yard.
Sounds like it's a gopher.
Bugger. It sounds because the piles are about 6 to 8 inches high.
Yeah, and larger, because usually your moles will leave a fist-sized tunnel at the surface.
I've seen those too.
So when you say gopher, do you mean the tortoise?
Gopher, no, gopher.
An actual
gopher. They call them pocket gophers.
Okay.
That they're bigger than a mole, fuzzy underground animal that'll pop his head up. I mean, some people sit there, get the dog trained to him. The dog will grab and snatch him.
Well, I've only seen this little bugger. He was about
it looks like
10 inches long.
10 inches. Yeah.
Is he cute?
Huh?
Is he cute?
Yeah, he was a cute little thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill the son of a gun, but that's all right.
But yeah, they can be destructive. They can leave the holes in the yard.
I look like I'm part of the pyramids. I mean, it's
right.
or the moon craters.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've seen them, and my mom had that in her yard for a while.
Yeah.
It's in the backyard. It didn't matter. I run over with the lawnmower, flatten it out. Whatever.
Did you put dirty socks? My mom put dirty socks, and it seemed to help. Put dirty socks into the holes.
You got to find a hole. I can't find a hole.
It would be under that mound of.
Yeah, I know. I tried it.
Yeah.
It's not. So anyway.
Yeah.
So now he has expanded to the front yard. I'm saying, no.
So why do dirty socks work? Because it's got human smell.
I have no idea.
Well, it's like what they say: human hair. You put it around, and the deer and everything won't cross it.
Well, they say.
They say. Who knows?
That. Yeah, I mean, the human hair is actually good for the garden, but there are some things out like repellents for the moles that are castor oil based. That go down, and I guess it makes it unpleasant for them to want to be in those areas. So they leave, and then they call it a gopher gas. It's
but that's professionals got to come in.
No, actually, there's a homeowner version of the gopher gas. I'm not sure exactly because you can't read the full instructions unless you buy the package. It's not on the back that you can get the gist of what's going on with it, but that you still have to find a tunnel opening, and I'm not sure if you light it or just snap them or how it's probably light it, drop it down there.
What about
shovel
brown black pepper or something like that? You crush it up
would have to put so much of it to get them to not, because it's not going to penetrate the soil. The castor oil based liquid forms, and there's also
you spray it on, in other words.
Where you would just hose that on and then soak that down in the ground. It's not harmful to your pets or anything else or people.
They just don't like the smell of it or whatever.
They probably don't like the smell, and that you figure that's going to make that dirt stick to them.
Yeah.
To their paws, to their faces, and things like that. That makes it unpleasant to be in that area.
So that will
act as a deterrent, right?
That will penetrate pretty much.
That'll penetrate because you would apply it. I think like one bottle of the liquid covers about 10,000 square feet. So
I'm going to need about 10 bottles or more.
Well, 10,000 is a quarter acre.
Yeah, but I want to really do it. So
well, you would put it down, and then you water that further down in to take that from the surface down into the ground.
Right.
And then they supposedly I've heard a lot of people say it works. It comes also as a granulated, where it's done mixed with a fuller's earth, still the same castor oil kind of thing.
I like the spray,
but that one has
for me.
It is. It seems like the spray has fewer steps. It is just put it down and then wet it in. Where the granulated, you put it down day one, you put it this far, day two.
I tried that. Yes.
And it's
and
you skip a day, and the mole comes back through going, would you missed a day
or whatever. Exactly.
So
when we get off the air, give me the name where I can find that liquid off the air.
Yeah.
We'll go for that there.
Sounds good.
Unless that sponsor wants to become a sponsor.
Right. Yeah, we're trying to get them on there too. Yeah.
Why not?
I'll have to write them down. Well, I'll give you the name and you can see.
Black Cow wouldn't chase away the.
No, Black Cow has no bad odor. That's what's nice about Black Cow. I mean, I got like I said, I got a bag of black velvet in back of my car, and I smell. It smells like a bag of dirt.
All, huh?
Yeah, no, there's no.
It's amazing what people can do and process it. It's a
mature. It's
a mature manure.
Yeah. It's mature manure. It has been aged, and that is how the odor goes away. I mean, it's. If
you ever been to the plant?
I haven't. I need to go. I've driven down. You drive down I-75, and you can see the windrows of where they have it.
What did you call them?
Windrow. W-I-N-D.
What type of windrow?
It's piles of manure.
Oh,
giant long.
Why didn't you say piles of manure? I'm over there. What's a windrow?
It's a windrow.
A windrow.
Windrow. And they turn those, and that's how it's composted and aged. It gets to certain temperatures.
Hey, Daddy, what did you do today? Well, I just stirred it up.
Stirred the manure.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
It's the mature manure.
I don't know if that's a job that would be you'd have to get used to, I guess.
Oh yeah, and well, if you're into the farming industry, into the dairy industry, that's where that aroma those aromas are familiar. So
it's like when you go to the circus and all the elephants are there.
Right. And as a child, to relate a funny little anecdote, the circus had come to town where we grew up and had neighbors who they did a lot more gardening than whatever we did in our yard, and they had gone over and talked to the circus people and asked about getting some of the elephant
droppings
just
to
try
it out,
to put in their gardens.
Remains. No
remains. The pollution left by the elephants. And they said, sure. Where do you live? And so when the circus was finished,
they
came. Yeah, they brought them. No, they brought them a dump truck full, but they dumped it when they weren't home in their driveway in front of their garage door. And so it's like, okay, you can't get in the driveway, you can't get in the garage, and this is fresh elephant manure.
Fresh,
yes. Well, the circus came in town on the Wednesday, and
cat in there quick.
Yeah. So it was, I had to get that transported into the backyard rather, mixed with the straw that they had for bedding. And that was,
sure.
But I mean, and of course it was going to take, when you get fresh manures like that, it takes 3 months to break it down so that it's not so hot that you can't use it. I mean, you don't go just run out and go get cow patties out of the pasture and throw them in your garden. If you do that, you're apt to burn your garden up because it's just the nitrogen is so high in it has to have a chance to compost down.
So if I throw a match on one of those cow patties,
it probably wouldn't. No, it probably wouldn't do that. But if you've ever seen compost compost on a cold winter's day, there's the steam coming off of it from the heat.
Gas.
That's heat.
Heat.
That's actually heat building up where it's breaking down.
What comes off? Methane gas?
Only if you keep that contained.
According to the environmentalists, that's what's ruining the world.
Yeah, it's the cow flatulence. But
hey, it's part of nature.
Yeah, that's it. But it's
so we have to light it all off so it doesn't.
So it doesn't. And it's the amount of pollution and all the fun stuff with that. Oof. But I know when we go to break again, I'll take some more names on the smart pots.
Okay, we have the smart pot, and for those who haven't heard, this is I'm
going to do today. Next Tuesday, and find me at the Master Gardener Spring Festival, Saturday and Sunday, the 12th and 13th. I will be there both days. Find me, give me your name and your phone number, and I will be putting together a couple of Smart Pot prizes. But we got to get your names and numbers, and these are a fabric growing container that air prunes for the roots. It stops roots circulating from circling, I can say that, not 3 times fast, in the pot. And it's supposed to be that they'll breathe just like being underground, unlike a plastic pot where it just holds all that moisture. When we get our 4 inches of rain, the rain should be able to perk through these.
Okay.
And so
That's
during
cool.
the break, let's get some more names and numbers.
So if you'd like to get your name in the running, remember the prize is not given away at the end of the show, but rather on the date that Caroline just said.
Right.
So we'll take your calls right now if you want want to enter your name into the running for this. Also, you can call the show just to ask a question. Either way, the number is the same, 622-9622. Call to enter your name into the running for the Smart Pot during the break, which is happening right now. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Lots of sunshine on this Tuesday with a high of 79 to 83. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, lows in the mid-50s in a few inland spots, about 61 at the coast. Times of clouds and sunshine and warm for Wednesday, the high 77 to 81. Thursday, more the same. Partly sunny, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Black cow, the mature manure black cow.
We often mention enriching your native soil with Black Cow when you prepare a flower bed or vegetable garden, or plant new shrubs and trees. Adding Black Cow helps retain moisture and adds millions of healthy microbes to your soil. Healthy soil means healthy plants, but you can also top dress with Black Cow composted cow manure even after planting. You can come back a month or two later and spread Black Cow on top of the soil around the root zone of a shrub or tree, or spread it evenly over a flower bed or rows of vegetables in your garden. Black Cow releases nutrients slowly. It won't burn tender roots because it's fully composted. Look for the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center. And visit the website too at blackcow.com.
Black cow, the mature manure black cow.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, this is why you need a website all of your own, Carolyn.
Yeah.
We need people to be able to see the things. All right, 12 minutes now before 10 o'clock. We got 12 minutes left. If you want to call Carolyn, the number is 622-9622, and we got a bunch of names ready already.
Getting some names in there.
Again, that prize won't be given away until
after the
2 or 3
spring.
weeks.
After the spring festival, so we get a chance to.
Are you giving away more than one of them?
Yes, I'm going to give away more than one of them. And they're probably going to be good sized ones. This one here is the 7, and only if you tune back into.
So you brought in the small one just so it's easy to.
Because it was easy to grab and throw under my arm.
Yeah.
That they're a heavy gauge fabric. Woven material, pretty tough. I've already filled a few up over at the Ag Center, and I'm getting them planted. One of them is what they call the Big Bed Junior. It's 7 square feet of planting area, and that I turned into it's going to be a salsa bed. It's actually already planted. I have 2 Roma tomatoes in there, 2 pepper plants. One's a bell pepper and one's a jalapeno because you need those in your salsa. Right. A cilantro and some onions. So the only thing I don't have in, is some of the salt and pepper, maybe a couple of, I don't have a lemon in there, a lime tree. Here in that little area is that many plants, and they should have plenty of room to grow without having any issues.
That's a cool idea.
And put them on micro irrigation, and you're set up with a real simple plan on going. And then the big big bed bag is bigger. It's like 16, I think, approximately, or 13 square feet, and that's another one that I haven't put it in, but I have one, and that's probably going to be one of the ones I'll give away.
Caroline, you have a phone call?
Right.
Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Speaking of black cow,
yeah.
I know that you had said a week or so ago that if you're planting things like citrus, not to amend the soil much because they like just the native sandy soil.
Right.
For what kinds of plants do you amend our soil with black cow?
If I'm planting an area, if say you're going to put in shrubs along the front of the house, you would amend that whole area, not just the hole that you're going to plant in. So when you're planting an area, that's when I'm thinking about using, getting a few bags of black cow and just going, okay, I have an area that's about 3 feet wide, 10 or 15 feet long. I'm going to grab 3 or 4 or 5 bags of that, just break that open and rake that into that area. I'm not going to till it in. I'm not going to spade it in, because as I dig my holes, it's going to go ahead and mix. And I, work out my roots and plant that. And then all of that, as you water, as it breaks down, as it rains, it's feeding the whole entire area with the nutrition out of the manure. Roses love manure. Roses love black cow. So if you're freshening up your rose garden and such this spring, raking off all the old mulch, get a couple bags of black cow, spread that out around those areas, kind of scratch it into the surface a little bit, give it a good drink, put your mulch back, put your fresh mulch down, and you're set to go. And you'll watch them just pop out. And that's how I do it. Or if you're going to plant a new planting bed, figure out your square footage. And I would probably be figuring on a bag, one like large, I think they're like 50-pound bags, per about 12 square feet. So by 2 foot by 6 foot area is going to be about enough to really do a nice amending without going overboard.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love your show.
Thank you. You're welcome. And with these smart pots that I'm doing over at the Ag Center, I'm mixing a garden mix, just a garden. We got a dump truck load full of a garden mix blend. So it's not a potting soil. I'm actually using a garden mix, and I'm adding some of the black velvet to that as well. So it's going to be a fairly rich mix, but it should be able to pretty well feed itself. And I'm using just an organic fertilizer this year in it, and trying that this time and see how that's go. So we're trying to try something new. Let's learn something new this year.
A lot of information on today's show. Yeah. So the smart pot, that's round. It looks.
Yeah, this is round. Yeah, they're round. Okay, they're pretty neat, and they're made in the USA, which, hey, you can't go wrong with that.
I never heard of that before.
And they are BPA free. And it's funny, even though they're black, they say BPA? That it doesn't contain that plastic type thing that they found out. A lot of plastics that were coming in from China and things, and it's not real healthy to be consuming foods that are sitting in things like that.
Right.
I guess it leaches out of it. But they claim that it releases heat, which I can understand that because it's going to be a breathable pot. And with the amount of, if you plant in a container that's, say, a plastic container, you get a large 15-gallon pot. Nice sized pots. You can put a lot of plants in there, or 1 or 2 nice tomato plants in. But it's plastic. Yes, it's nice and rigid. So it's going to move easy to be able to move it around the garden if you need to. But it's also going to hold water, even though it has drainage.
Yeah, right.
Where
right.
this, and when we get, say, our 4 inches of rain at any given rain event, that plastic pot's going to hold a lot of water in that soil, and you can start to develop some root rot issues. And this, with the fabric, that's going to allow some of that water to come out of there.
So you can use this for more than one time, right?
Oh yeah, they're reusable, or just keep going. I don't know their lifespan here in Florida where we would use them several times, but I've gone onto their Facebook page, another extension agent. I'll probably get that kind of conversation, or another person who volunteers with extension, at least in another area, has mentioned.
So here's a question.
They've done. Yeah.
Let's say you take a smart pot and you plant a tree in there.
Right.
Okay. Eventually, those roots are going to need to be beyond the barriers of the pot itself. Will they just grow right through it since it's fabric like that?
They shouldn't. That's one of the things that if you put in something, you wouldn't keep it in there permanently.
Oh, so you want to take it out and replant it.
You would be taking it out and replanting it. But on the commercial level, they do use, of course, larger sizes of this, or even some this size. But they call it air prunes the root structure. So instead of the roots going around, that'll go to the side, and that's going to give. It'll push that out some, but also as the fine roots hit the side and hit the air on the outside, those little ends will actually die off, forcing more roots into the middle. So you'll have a larger mass of roots into the middle of it, and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
But it's not something where you would put a large tree unless you got into the really big sizes. But they do use them on the commercial end in that fashion to grow these big ones to where you can pick it up and
you could have an indoor tree.
You could have an indoor tree, and these are also good to use in water gardens. So
really,
you've got it.
Explain that after the phone call. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Carol. I have a question for you.
Sure.
You're talking about black cow. What is peat?
What is peat? Peat is an organic matter that's usually out of swampy areas, lake beds, and that dry. So it's like bog material.
Okay, it doesn't have the manure in it.
Doesn't have any manure in it, right?
It just helps hold moisture in
Correct.
the ground.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wondered.
What's the difference on
how many different additives you can add, and I was curious.
Right. Usually, a lot of people will mix peat with manure with compost, meaning composted plant material, and then you're adding your manure to that as a either their own soil mix, to put in a raised bed, adding maybe some perlite to that to help lighten it or to help keep that looser or more loose. And but your peat is like bog area that's been harvested and then ground up.
Okay. I know people that have great big pots in their decorative landscaping pots. I mean, huge pots.
Right.
And people put styrofoam in the bottom to take up
space, right.
Is that advisable?
Yeah, there's no problem with that. You could do that. You could crush up soda bottles, cans. People will put anything to take up some of the space, or they'll put some things like that, the bottles and stuff, and then put stones in just to take up space and also offer drainage in big containers like that. Because when you start to fill those containers up, that's a lot of soil.
Yeah, I never thought of soda bottles. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like the 2 liters. Or
That.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
We are just about done.
Yeah.
We've got 2 minutes left. So
to use them in like a water garden, again, because this is going to be something, you can put some soil or stone. Koi will eat the roots of your plants in a pond. So that's why formal koi gardens or ponds have no plants in them because the fish will eat them. But other ponds and such where maybe you don't want a specific plant to get away from you, you would use a planting basket or planting pot. And these are perfect to put underwater because they're going to, they'll handle that. The water will go through them, as well as keep the root zone in place using your stone and things like that just to hold your roots and keep them from escaping out into other areas where you don't want them.
Every show is a good show, Carolyn.
Yeah, and it goes so fast.
Another good one in the can.
Yeah.
If you want to share this show with your friends or just watch it again or listen to it again, and maybe you didn't watch it now, but you can watch it, it's a video. It will be by 2 o'clock today. And Carolyn has a bunch of them. You've
We have
got,
a bunch, yeah.
I would guess, maybe even hundreds.
A couple of years worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you do to find them is go to YouTube and then type in YouTube WOCA the source, and then when you're there in that search engine, type in
In the garden.
just Carol Ann Baldwin. I think
Could be Carol-
Put Carol
right.
Ann's name or in the garden, or
Right.
just put the word garden to probably get them all up there.
Right.
So
Cool.
there you go. There you go.
Super.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.